If you're not willing to go all in on your art, and I mean all in, do you really want it that bad? Kobe used to train at 4 AM on the dot every single day to make it to the top of the NBA and become one of the greatest players of all time. Virgil Abloh studied architecture for years just to leave it all behind to go work in fashion. Steve Jobs got fired from the company which he helped found just to come back and make it the most valuable brand on the face of the earth. They didn't have work-life balance, they had obsession, and that's why you know their name. Look, if you're looking for a way to balance everything, some sort of healthy medium between working hard and also enjoying your life and having fun, this video isn't for you, just click off right now. I'm talking to the ones who know they've got the potential to be great. And to those of you, if you're tired of half-arsing your dreams, if you're tired of negotiating with your destiny, stay with me for these few minutes. My name is Arav, and I'm going to tell you exactly why your art, your craft, your North Star deserves your 100%, and why anything less than that is sheer disrespect to it. Here's a truth nobody wants to say. Your art can fail when you're not fully committed to it. Your art can fail when you're still hedging your bets, when you've got one foot in the safe lane and one foot in your dream, hoping that it works out, just dipping your toe into the water to see if it's actually cold enough. And it rejects you for it. You know those times where you sit down to work after a long day and you just can't get anything done. You have no ideas in your brain for weeks at a time. That's not creative block. That's your art rejecting you because you rejected it. Let me put this into an analogy. You can't just date your art casually. It's not some sort of dating app hookup that you can see on and off and never fully commit to. Your art is something like a marriage. Once you sign up for it, you're there forever. Till death do us part, as they say. And I think I know exactly what you're doing right now. You're coming home from a 9 to 5 trying to get some money, or you're coming home from school trying to get some sort of qualification, and you're exhausted. Your mind is frazzled, you can't seem to think at all. You're telling yourself that you'll work on your art later when you have some money saved up, when you get this qualification, but that later just never comes, does it? Or maybe you are creating something, but you're doing it with one eye on the exit, you know, oh, if this doesn't work out, I can always go back to whatever. But that escape hatch that you have, that plan B, that job, that school qualification, that's the thing that's killing the quality of your work. Great art doesn't come from people who have a backup plan. Great art comes from people who burned all their boats and so had no option but to make it. Because when there's no plan B, all your mind thinks about is how your art can be the best it can. The most common question I get is, Arav, what if I fail? What if this thing that I want to work on, that you're telling me to work on, doesn't work out? Say you don't go all in. What if you spend the rest of your life in a somewhat comfortable position, knowing that you could have been greater? That regret will eat you alive, more than any failure ever will. Because the thing with that regret is that at least if you try your 100% and fail, you know you gave it your all. You know there's nothing else you could have done. And you know that you reached your potential. But if you keep your art as a hobby, as a side hustle, as a maybe, you'll never know. And that never knowing is what will keep you up at night for the rest of your life. So let me reframe this for you. Going all in isn't the reckless choice, it's actually the safest one, because the riskiest choices are often the hardest ones to make, and that's what makes them the most valuable, because less people are likely to take them. You think playing it safe is the responsible thing to do, but what's actually the risk? The risk is waking up at 45 and realizing you spent all your life working on someone else's dream, and all you had to show for your creative potential is the ideas in your notebook. The risk is becoming a ghost, haunted by your own unlived potential. That's the real thing we're trying to defeat here.
Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying call your boss and quit your job right now and just go be reckless with all your money. But I am saying stop treating your art like leftovers. Stop giving it the last 1% remaining of your brain capacity. It means waking up an hour earlier to create, saying no to things that don't serve your vision, spending money on your craft instead of your comfort, telling people what you're building even when it's scary, working on your art first and not last. It just means making your art something that's non-negotiable. Not if I have time, not if I have energy, not after I finish everything else. Now, first, always. And what happens when you put that extra effort in, when you really show up for your art, is that your art starts showing up for you. Ideas come easier, traction comes easier, opportunities start appearing, not only because the universe rewards commitment, but because your mindset shifted, your identity shifted. You're no longer an employee that has a side hustle of making music. You're a musician who's working a 9 to 5 to fund his dreams. You stop becoming someone who just wants to be an artist, and you start becoming someone who is an artist, but just has an obligation. That identity shift is everything, because your art doesn't respond to your words or even your actions sometimes. It responds to your energy. It responds to how you treat it. And when you show up fully, when you stop hedging your bets, and when you burn all your boats, your art shows up for you. In fact, it doesn't just show up, but you start making the best things you ever could have. You start making the best music, the best visual pieces, the best videos, the best films, whatever it is that your craft is. It only grows exponentially just by you going all in. Go all in or get out, because half-hearted dreams produce half-hearted lives, and you weren't here to be half anything. So burn the boats. Give it your 100% for once, just for this next period of your life. Trust me, you'll thank me later. My name is Arif, and I hope you make something today.